Welcome back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Cryptokip, and today we got a lot of great things to talk about. We're going to be talking a little bit about Crypto.com, the NFT land, a little bit about the metaverse, the different platforms that you can go to in CRONOS to get NFTs, and we are joined by a very special guest today, a big influencer on Twitter, very involved in the CRONOS community. I'm talking about Alpha. Alpha, how you doing today? Thanks for joining us.
Hey, no, I'm happy to be here, man. I'm a fan of the channel.
Glad to have you. Glad to have you. In case you guys don't know Alpha, I did put the link to his Twitter in the description down below for you guys. He does a great job on Twitter, getting some Twitter spaces going, bringing new devs up into the front. You know, he wants to incentivize devs to come up and speak about what they can do to bring more growth to the CRONOS ecosystem. I love the space, man. I really love what you're doing there. How long ago did you get started with that?
Oh, appreciate you, man. We started the daily Twitter Spaces about 13 months ago. So November of last year, right after the CRONOS chain went live in its beta version. We kind of just found ourselves together, like on a brand new chain, looking for people to talk to, looking for who else was seeing what we were seeing.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's a lot of great things that are going on right now with this chain. It's just really exciting to see. But one thing's for sure, we certainly need people. We certainly need people like you spreading the word and getting newcomers into the space aware of what's going on. You know, we were talking a little bit in the space a while ago about how it's important to connect the Twitter, the Discord, the YouTube communities and bring them all together so we can all really take this thing to the next level, right? Whether it's the CRONOS ecosystem or the Solana ecosystem that's fighting for its life right now, and I want to get your take on that in a bit, we got to bring the community together. Well, if you guys are new to the channel, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. We are doing 4 videos every single day for you, and when we hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, we're going to give away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin to one lucky subscriber. We are currently at 6,000 subscribers on the channel, which is awesome. And now is your chance to subscribe, because when we do hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel, it is official. We bought a loaded lion to give away to the community. All you got to do is follow us on Twitter. Follow your boy Alpha on Twitter as well. That's not part of the giveaway, but go give him a follow. Go give him a follow. But what do you think? I mean, should we do more giveaways, Alpha? Do you like this giveaway? When do you think we'll be able to give this thing away?
This is one of the best giveaways. Yeah, this is one of the better giveaways I've seen. I mean, a loaded lion is you only need one, right? I'm always telling people that they don't always listen to me.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a great prize.
We're excited. We're excited. We're trying to give a little extra incentive for anybody that joins us as a member, bringing a little extra support and love. Extra 10 entries for anybody that's a member on YouTube. So check that out, guys. But real quick, guys, I want to show you guys a little price update. Now, Solana is recovering today, and Alpha, I'm going to get you into this Solana conversation a little bit because I think it's relevant. When we're talking about CRONOS and we're talking about the growth of that ecosystem and bringing new devs to the picture, well, Solana arguably, according to Vitalik Buterin even now, has some of the strongest devs in the entire NFT and metaverse ecosystem. Obviously, ETH has the first mover's advantage. They got a lot of huge devs on that. But Solana's been growing for sure. But there's been some trouble. So I'll get your take on that in a bit. It's good to see it's recovering. Bitcoin at $16,500, Ethereum at $1,200. Binance coin hanging right below about 250 still, so nothing crazy going on. Guys, we're trading sideways. Alpha, I haven't really talked a lot about price actions with you, but do you have an idea of what you think might be coming next year for CRO price? We've got our own thoughts over here, but I'm curious to hear from you.
Yeah, I feel like CRO is ridiculously undervalued at this point. You know, we took a lot of collateral FUD from all of this FTX, Binance. You know, we had a lot of arrows flung our way, but if you look at the data that came out, you know, nothing really stuck in terms of bad news for CRO as a token. So to see it continually bounce down to 5.5,
right.
It's disheartening, you know what I mean? But like, as someone who feels like CRO is probably worth more around like 10 cents right now.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's just hard to sit in a sideways market while we're this low.
It is. And, I'm always trying to find another way to make sure I have cash to dollar cost average in, because like I look at these prices, and to what you said, I mean, we're so low right now. I mean, I relatively, we should be way higher. I agree. 10 cents seems like a more fair value price, but the FTX fallout kind of brought us lower. But if you're buying during these times, if we're, buying and dollar cost averaging in at 5 cents, I always say on the channel, I mean, if and when we go back to $1, and I strongly believe we'll go back to $1, not financial advice, you're looking at a 20x on your money. And where else in the world can you look at something and go, well, it makes sense that I'm going to get a 20x for my money on this? Of course, there's, a lot more risk on altcoins, right? You can go lower in the market cap and find some, 100,000x gems, but there's a lot more risk with that too. And you look at CRONOS, to your point, we had all these darts being thrown at us. And we survived. I mean, we survived one of the biggest attacks on the project ever in the history of it. And to your point too, they just launched CRONOS, what? You said 17 months ago when you started your Twitter Spaces?
Oh yeah, just over a year, right? So we're at the end of December. So this is the 14th month of CRONOS as a chain.
The 14th month, guys. But yet the community is so strong. Now, Alpha, this is your Twitter. I'm showing it to the community, guys. Follow him at island_thunder. Alpha will bring you some good alpha on NFTs and the CRONOS ecosystem, it seems. Now, do you talk exclusively about CRONOS? Do you talk about more? Can you kind of take me through your adventure and what you guys really try to focus on when you do your Twitter Spaces for the community?
Yeah, definitely, man. We really see ourselves as an onboarding tool for DeFi. A lot of people might be into crypto these days, but very few understand DeFi. Very few understand the difference between a centralized exchange and a decentralized exchange.
True.
And it wasn't that long ago that I was in the same place. I think when we started the Twitter Spaces was when I first, was teaching myself DeFi, when I first found CRONOS and VVS Finance and just started hitting buttons, making LP and staking it.
Yep.
And we were really just chasing APRs back then, and it was a bull market, so everything was nice. But we've spent the whole past year really buckling down and putting in the work to hold people's hands, because it's hard, it's confusing, and it's dangerous, right? DeFi is all about own your keys, own your crypto. There's no refunds, there's no takebacks. Right. So we're breeding DeFi ninjas. That's what we're doing.
We're breeding DeFi ninjas, folks. And you do have to be a ninja. I mean, not just NFTs, crypto in general, right? I mean, there are so many scammers out there, and increasingly, I think people are getting more aware of this, which is good. But I'd be lying to you if I told the community, guys, I didn't get scammed. I've gotten scammed before. It has happened. I signed into a fake exchange once when my laptop was stolen, and in a panic to try to look at my funds, I lost a bunch of Ripple back in the day, long time ago, back in like 2017, right? And when it was high, right? So that was really painful at the time. But it's a great point. I mean, we need to spread more awareness. We need to make sure that these newcomers that are coming into the space understand, the difference between the Crypto.com main app and a DeFi wallet, NFT wallet. There is a difference. There is a difference between CRONOS and even Crypto.com when you think about it, because when I think CRONOS, I mean, I think of the dApps, I think of the DEXs, I think of the DeFi side, and when I hear Crypto.com, I think more of the main app. Now, both are important, and yes, both are associated with each other, but they are two separate beasts, and I think you're right, Alpha. I think a lot of people, miss the difference there. Now, let me ask you this. In your Twitter Spaces, what kind of developers are you seeing? I was in a couple recently, and I'll be joining you in a lot more. They're a lot of fun, a lot of great conversation going on, but I missed a lot of the conversations. Have you seen a lot of devs, and what kind of devs have you seen? Is there anything promising that you see coming up for the ecosystem that maybe we're not aware of, not having been a part of all these conversations?
Yeah, I think the one of the best things about the group of daily speakers and listeners that we have in our Twitter space is it's made up mostly of uh, project leads, developers, creators, artists. Um, of course, we have new people popping in all the time, but we really have a solid collective of well, this is specifically to CRONOS, right? So CRONOS project leads, CRONOS developers, and we're actively branching out and looking to other chains, especially to Ethereum and to Solana, um, to try to entice people. Like, we're not an accelerator, we're not a VC fund, but we're here to tell developers just like us who might be looking for something new to come and just check out CRONOS. You don't hear people talking about CRONOS,
You
and like you
don't.
said, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. You don't hear people talking about Chronos as much.
Never, never. And it's funny because like a lot of people that are running large Twitter spaces. They've become big influencers on Ethereum. They got their first NFTs on crypto.com, but they don't talk about it. You know,
Let me ask you this,
it's been,
Alpha.
it's been a bridge for a lot of people.
Why do you think that is? I've been racking my brain on that with Black Sea, my partner on the channel, and we've been trying to figure out. And it's not just the NFT community, right? It's even the YouTubers. I mean, some of the biggest YouTubers, they will not talk about crypto.com or Chronos at all. And I do not understand it because it's the largest thing on Cosmos. It's the largest thing on Cosmos. Its community
Yep.
is growing so big. How can they continue to ignore it? Why? Do you have any insight into that one?
I wish I did, man. It blows me away. The only thing that I can do is try and see it as a positive, right? Like
Right.
we've bought ourselves some time here as regular Joe Schmoes to build something that people will see, and it'll be the first thing they see when they look at Chronos, and that's an advantage.
I,
That's what I try to get people to see.
I agree. I mean, I really do think that there's a lot more room for more crypto.com influencers, for more folks like you developing, these communities, these chats on Twitter Space, more people getting involved into the Discord. I've onboarded 10 people into Discord in the last month that were interested in the project, that are friends, that are acquaintances. There's an interest coming, but it's still not getting talked about in the main. But I agree with you. It is a positive because when you think about it, well, what happens when they do start talking about it, right? What happens when it's on everybody's tongue and everybody is acknowledging the Chronos blockchain? Does that mean that the CRO price finally crushes the dollar? Like, does that mean that this token starts to fly? Does this mean that these NFTs become that much more valuable? Probably. Probably is what I see. So I really do think that we are in on the ground floor of something still. I mean, you look at the chain, it's only a year old. And I mean, the activity on this thing is huge. But yet, to your point, nobody's talking about it. But Alpha certainly is. And you guys need to check it out on Twitter. I really enjoy these spaces, man. I'm super glad to have you here today. Now, I'm going to pivot here and I'm going to ask you. So, loaded lions here. Now, you have some loaded lions, Alpha?
I made an epic trade back in the day, like so a year ago now. I traded 10 Chronos chimps for a loaded lion.
Nice.
I had minted a ton of those chimps. And just real quick, that's where the space started. Now I'm remembering. It was the loaded lions had just dropped. That was the first 10K NFT on the crypto.com side. And the chimps had dropped as the first 10K NFT project on the Chronos chain. And like we were just saying, people didn't realize
Yeah.
that they were different chains, right? So like lion holders didn't know about DeFi, and chimps didn't really understand crypto.com. So that's why when you come to the Twitter spaces and you see the jungle and you see the lion and the monkey, it as the emojis, like that hasn't changed. That's been the birth of the space, and that's where it's probably always going to be.
Yeah. So you have one now, or do you have several at this point?
Funny story. I just sold mine before we started this interview, and just like we were saying, the dude I sold it to didn't have a DeFi wallet. So I just onboarded someone a minute ago.
Woo! That's adoption, guys. It takes a team. It takes a CRONOS fam. You know what? That's one of the That's one of the best things about this community, in my opinion, is a newcomer can come in, and it's true. This community is so welcoming. I mean, I felt the love when I entered your Twitter space. Everybody is so welcoming. I feel the love on Discord. Anytime somebody new buys a lion, you look in the Discord or you look on Twitter, people are ecstatic. People want to celebrate it. People want to welcome them to the family. But that's what it takes. I just had a friend buy his first lion as well. So we're doing our part, guys. You know, tell your friends about the lions. I mean, and arguably, now you might have been seeing these a little bit longer than me. I've been looking at these lions since the end-ish of the last bull market, I guess I could say. I've been really eyeballing these lions to buy one for myself. These seem like low prices to me. Is this a low floor in your opinion, or do you think we have more downside?
I seem to recall every time it gets near 1,500, people start to get spooked, and then it flies back up over 2K.
Yeah.
Now I sold the bottom, so don't do what I do. I'm just trying to make a mortgage payment here. But like this is a buying opportunity.
Yep.
I say. Yep.
Yeah. Well, you got to do what you got to do, and that's the thing, folks. I mean, the cool thing is these lions are liquid. If you need to sell one, you can. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll be buying back in next month. So don't go buying them all, y'all. I'm not trying to get back in too high over where I sold.
I'd ask you which one you're looking at to buy, but then again, then somebody might snag it out from you.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited to go shopping next year because I traded 10 chimps for mine, but I didn't pick. So that's been my lion all year, and it's definitely, made a splash on Twitter. People probably recognize it. I don't know.
I want a chain gang so bad, man. These things are so cool. I think the chain gang is, out of all the different gangs in the lion community, it seems like them and obviously the crowns are the most epic.
Yeah, the chain is definitely one of my favorite traits, and also the zombie skin.
Zombie skin's pretty cool. Zombie skin's pretty cool. Yeah, I had a buddy who just got one. Very exciting. So one thing I want to highlight, though, is we are on the Cryptocom NFT main app. And now you're talking about CRONOS chimps. CRONOS chimps, they're not something that you can buy on here, which makes really a lot of sense to me. Actually, you know what? Actually, you can. My bad.
I was going to say, I thought they did move them over, but all of this has been changing, week to week.
When did they move these over? You couldn't use to search these, right?
In the past 2 months, I would say, because when they added CRONOS chain capabilities to the NFT platform, I think 4 months ago. So it's been a slow progress, but like there's a lot of CRONOS chain NFTs on there for sale now.
So here's what gets me. It's not everything though, because I could tell you Board Candy's one and it ain't in here. So there are some differences between the Crypto.com NFT main app and the CRONOS DeFi. Here I'll just go to it. Ebisu Bay is a marketplace where you can go buy it. Ebisu Bay is essentially the equivalent to Magic Eden, right? When you're looking at Solana and you're looking at marketplaces to go buy NFTs in Solana, or you go to Ethereum, you're looking at OpenSea. I'll
give you the real alpha here too, because nobody knows how to pronounce it, right?
Thank you.
Schwiz, the original creator, has told me that it's Ebisu. Ebisu is the Japanese god of good fortune or something like that.
Ebisu, you have it here, folks. We officially know the name of this
Bay. Yep.
Of this marketplace. That's good stuff. Now, do you shop a lot on Ebisu, or are you looking at Minted, or is there something else that you're shopping on when you're looking for other NFTs?
Oh yeah, I'm shopping everywhere on CRONOS. I love Ebisu's. Like I said, he's been there from the start. Like I remember this marketplace when it was bare bones, man. Like no graphics. Wow. And look at that volume, bro. 236 million. Like that is just no joke.
Yep. And climbing rapidly. I mean, guys, you
gotta have a founders. You gotta have a founders NFT.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now, I want to ask you this one. We saw the popularity with not only the loaded lions, but the crypto.com land. How do you feel about the land sale? I mean, there was a lot of chaos that happened with it, but how do you feel about the land sale? And do you think that it is the start of something bigger for CRONOS? And do you think that it's going to even bring more popularity to the Ibisu Bay and to bring more developers to this community?
Yeah, I think one of the main advantages to being here for the past year is we were prepared for the debacle that was the Cryptocom land sale. All of the things that went wrong are things that we've seen before with them, and we've dealt before with them. So, not having a limit on the mint,
Yep.
whether or not that was intentional, right? Like we could debate that, and we have in our Twitter Spaces many times.
Yep.
Bottom line is, it's sold out. It's sold out fast, and we expected it, right?
Yep.
So, $49, like for those of us that held lions all year for a hoodie and a cub, like this was the big this was the big one. This is what we wanted, right? We wanted to be first in line. We wanted to get a discount, and we got both.
Yep.
So to be able to buy them in packs of 5 for almost $40 a piece, and then we were flipping them. God, I sold for $250. So that was a solid 5x.
Yep.
And we knew pre-reveal that that was how it was going to go, and that once it revealed, you'd have a crash pretty much back down to mint price,
Right.
which is exactly what we saw. But the re-roll, I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't see it coming, but again, it's something that we've seen before, and we knew how to adjust.
Yep. Well, I think you nailed it, though. I mean, yes, there was issues, and I've tweeted at Chris Marziak, and I've tweeted at all the boys in the CRONOS NFT team and Crypto.com NFT team, and I told them, hey, and like, look, I'm still, nobody here. It's not like I'm going to tweet at them and they're going to go change what they do. But I think as a community, if we continue to address that, hey, there was an issue with this. You need to change your team up. You need to look at getting the right people to do these mints in the future. You messed it up before. You messed it up again. What's going on? We need to hold them accountable. But you nailed it in saying the bottom line is this: the thing's sold out, and people are saying if they did the whole thing again and they took back everything they minted and they did it again, that it wouldn't sell out. I disagree. It was totally sell out.
Yeah,
100%. And then for me, I'm still entering the NFT space personally, Alpha. I'm newer to the whole space in terms of NFTs. Now, I've been in crypto since 2016, so that's been a blast. But I ignored NFTs because I was more focused on the coins in previous bull markets. And so in the end of this last bull market and in this bear market, I've been getting deeper into these. And partially due to the loaded lions and the strength of that community and the crypto.com land sale now that I went through, which was actually my first mint experience. Now I'm in these communities. I'm talking with you guys in these spaces. And I learned about Ibisu Bay and I saw it was there. I ignored it. I did a little bit digging. I saw about some hyped projects that people have been talking about. Two of them being one, which I think is maybe the most hyped project right now on CRONOS. Correct me if you disagree or if you got something else, which is Boar Candy. And then another one, which there's a little bit of noise about, is these Cosmonauts. And both of these, from what I understand, are play-to-earn games. They're DEXs, they're dApps, they're on CRONOS. And there's an opportunity for you to earn some CRONOS coins by playing some games, staking your NFTs, doing quite a bit with these things. Let me ask you this. Do you know about these projects? Do you like these projects? Are these some of the bigger projects? Do you think there's more to come?
Do I know these projects? I love these projects. And so Crosmo Dev, the founder and developer for the Cosmonauts, one of the best kept secrets on our chain. He has provided a lot of support to other projects, whether developer work or just helping promote, and his Cosmocraft game is something that me and my son have played many times. We started playing it. God, this might have been the first on-chain Chronos gaming opportunity. Because
Really?
this must have been 6-7 months ago. Now
Wow.
we weren't earning coins for it at that point when it first went live, but it was, it was still exciting just to use your wallet,
Yeah.
right, to log into a game and choose your NFT as your icon.
Now,
Just I remember those two things being exciting.
Alpha, do you play this game on your computer or do you play it on the iPhone? And how do you access the game for those trying to learn this?
Yeah, we play it on the laptop, and I believe it's crosmoshooter.com.
And so it's basically a asteroid blaster game where you're a little spaceship, you're flipping around. Don't get hit by the asteroids, blast them, and collect tokens and things of the sort while you're floating around in space. It's essentially...
Yeah, I was loving it. It was like the games, I used to play as a kid.
Yep.
When computers were new. Yeah.
Yep. What can you tell us about Board Candy? I mean, are you excited about this one as well?
Board Candy is a beast. Oh my God. All right, so they're doing so much, right? Like we could talk about the decks only and be here for another half hour.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of everybody on that team. Voodoo, who is probably the best known mouthpiece for this project right now, he's in our space twice a day, every day.
Very cool.
Keeping everybody up to date, because there's so much happening with this. It's a real community dex. It's something we haven't seen on Chronos up until now.
I've been seeing that. I want to focus in on that with you, Alpha. That's a great point you bring up. I've seen that.
Because we were the first token that they put there, the Thunder token, and it meant a lot to us.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what you mean by community decks for those that are newer to this? What's the difference between that and what has been before?
Yeah, so the first decentralized exchanges that we saw pop up on Chronos were like CRODEX, CRONOSwap. They're all still there, and I don't want to cast shade at any of the other dexes by really bigging up Board Candy for what they've done for the community, because these other dexes, they've done similar things, right? They've added tokens of projects that they work with, so the Thunder token is on CRODEX, whitelisted. It's on CRONOSwap. It's on all these dexes, but there's something different about what Board Candy is doing, and a lot of that has to do with the way they handle the liquidity. So any token can be listed, and if you can get 10,000 USD of liquidity, trading liquidity, then they will whitelist you. And I think that's the lowest bar to entry that there is. Definitely on Chronos, maybe in DeFi, to be honest. So once your token is whitelisted, people will just find you. They'll just find your token in the pull down menu, and that can be great for a project. But on top of that, the trading fees that the DEX makes off of these tokens, they are putting that liquidity or those fees back into the liquidity of each token. And I think that's unique.
That is
and
pretty
it shows
cool
that they are like very community focused.
Let me ask you this. What is the risk of any bad actor coming in and taking advantage of a community-owned DEX in that way, in listing maybe a token that, maybe shouldn't be?
That's a great question. I think the most dangerous thing I could foresee coming from this would be, the kind of scammers that come in. They're very affable. They talk a good talk.
Yep.
They get whitelisted. They get the community pumped up to add liquidity, to trade it up, and then there's nothing stopping them from pulling that liquidity, because Board Candy isn't making them lock it.
Sure.
Right. So
no, it's interesting, and I bring it up because I want anybody out there, and look, I think Board Candy is a very cool project. I think they got a lot of great things going on, but just because a token is on Board Candy and you can go buy it Doesn't mean you necessarily should. You guys need to do your own research here. I want everybody out in the community to play safe, right? Now, if you're dealing with the candy token, maybe that's a little bit different. There's some utility to that makes a little more sense. But looking at some of these other tokens, these smaller tokens, just because it's got 5 zeros in front of it doesn't necessarily mean it's a great project, right? You got to look at the developers. You got to look at the founders of that team. You got to look at what the token actually stands for and do your own research. But it is very cool that people that want to bring new things to the forefront for crypto and build on the CRONOS chain, they can launch their tokens on a platform like this. I think it's spectacular, but I will say, I want the community to be careful. You know what I'm saying, Alpha?
Oh, 100%, man. And they're brand new. So this is like maybe 2 months old at the most.
Yep.
They've had one launch pad so far. So Meta Wars is the only token on that DEX that they actually had a launch pad for. And Thunder, we actually built our liquidity up before that. So
Very
you'll
cool.
find both. You'll find Wars and Thunder in their partner farms section.
Very, very cool. Guys, there's a lot going on with this. I mean, the NFT ecosystem is still blossoming for CRONOS. Now, I want to ask you about this. Recently, there's been some fears about, I'll get to this there in a second, but recently there's been some fears about Solana and that ecosystem. Do you think this is an opportunity for the CRONOS ecosystem to gain some of the devs that were in the Solana ecosystem that might be fearful? Do you think that the Solana ecosystem is going to hold strong? Do you think that this is fun? Like, what are your thoughts on what's going on right now with Solana, and how does that relate to the CRONOS ecosystem, in your opinion?
All right, I'm going to remind myself that I'm on your show and I can't go off about Solana like I usually do.
We're keeping it PG.
I yell at them. Every day I yell at them. I say, stop it with this Solana, man. It's like when we went under 14 over there, there's no support level until $3. I don't care what anybody says. Vitalik can tweet and get it back over 10, but he can't do that every day. So with all the correlations to FTX and the liquidity problems and the origin story, I'm not saying Solana is dead. I think that's just an overreaction.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that they have at least 3 to 5 years of runway from the VC funding.
Yeah.
But the developers are what I'm really honed in on here. I think they had the most, and a lot of that had to do with the money that was being thrown around, the hacker houses and all that type of stuff. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we had Solana devs in our space telling us to come that way, telling us all about the hacker house in Miami 3 months ago and how, you know what I mean? It was like, it's funny how fast these things change, but Solana's lost 80% of their devs since then in the past 3 months. Yeah.
I did not see that statistic.
I wish they'd come to CRONOS. We don't know where they all went.
Yeah.
But we're just doing the same thing we have been every day and really trying to get the message out there, you know? Like we were saying before, CRONOS is here. Just look at it.
What they came out with the other day, Crypto.com did at least, they came out with a review of 2022 and 2023 in the year ahead. And in this, they did a lot of great market research. But one piece that I wanted to share with you, and you're asking, so 80% of the devs from Solana left, and where did they go? Well, I'll tell you this. In the blockchain gaming sector, Crypto.com is expecting to see a few AAA games in the next year or two. When we're talking about AAA games, folks, we're talking about the big games that you know and love, right? We're talking about Call of Duty. We're talking about any Half-Life. We're talking about these big games that everybody knows and loves. AAA games, best devs, I mean, you could possibly think of, best game creators that you could think of. Crypto.com expects to see a few AAA games in the next year or two. Alpha, I mean, do you think that there was this caliber of people in the Solana ecosystem? Do you think that they will be looking for a new home in CRONOS maybe? And do you think that Crypto.com, knowing they're putting together this research, has their eye on any prospects for the future to bring AAA gaming to Crypto.com, to CRONOS?
Yeah, I know for a fact that the CRONOS Accelerator program, formerly known as Particle B, was very focused on incentivizing uh, gaming creators to come to the chain long before the Solana downfall or any of the FTX stuff started.
Yep.
We have seen at least 4 or 5 games in their most recent. I think they call it a cohort of projects that they are supporting financially. So the vast majority of the last cohort to come through last month were games. So we definitely saw that their focus on that was coming to fruition.
Yeah.
To see what happens this next year, to see what they just wrote about multiple AAA games coming to the chain, and coupling that with the developer diaspora that we're seeing.
Yep. Yep.
I think like I it's hard to put it into words, man, because I don't know what's coming, right? But I'm bullish
I was
on
gonna
gaming
say
on
it.
Chrono.
Here's the words: bullish. feeling
That's
good.
all I got.
Bullish. And you look at these Twitters from both Binance and Crypto.com, and yeah, I mean, okay, guys, these are centralized entities, but from these centralized entities birthed Binance Smart Chain, birthed Chronos Chain, right? This is mama and papa. Now, the baby's flown the nest, right? But we still get a little bit of support from these accelerator programs, like you're saying, right? From these companies, which is great. This is the infancy, guys. And this is the time. And you look on Twitter and you see Binance and you see Crypto.com talking about how it's the time for growth. And just like we talk about on the channel, if you're into crypto and you're trying to figure out how and when to buy crypto, the best time to buy and build your portfolio is in a bear market. And whether you're a crypto holder and buyer of tokens or a creator, right? You're talking about building during a bear market is the best possible time to do it, because when the hype comes and when the bull market comes and when everybody's trying to figure something out, if you did your work and if you built a spaces, right? Just like Alpha, if you put a space in the forefront during a bear market, when the bull market comes and everybody's looking for information, they're going to come to the space. They're going to come to the YouTube channel. They're going to come to the game that was being created during the bad times because it's got traction at that point. And I think that's what this is all about, guys. And so we're trying to do all this research, and Alpha, I mean, you're doing a fantastic job with this space. I think it's really cool. I mean, we need more people like you bringing information to the community. Let me ask you this. Shane at Crypto.com. Now, in case you guys don't know, this is a screenshot from this is from the Discord for Loaded Lions. A lot of people are wondering, when is the next land announcement coming? Everybody is freaking out. And I'll tell you that the other day, this was about 2 days ago now, Shane said there will be more updates coming very shortly. And they're not trying to avoid anything that happened during the mint and all the issues they had with the land sale. And they're going to address the concerns to the community. We still do not have this announcement. When do you think we might get it? Do you think maybe tomorrow on the first of the year would be a good time, Alpha? Or what are your thoughts?
Well, tomorrow's Sunday, and if I've learned anything about Crypto.com in the past year, it's that they don't do anything on Sunday. That's fine. That's fine. We'll hear from them on Monday, I'm sure.
Cool.
I gotta say, dude, I feel so bad for these guys like Shane. That put on they got to put on that Crypto.com sweatshirt every day and just take the heat.
Tough.
For the higher ups that just aren't coming on to Twitter anymore to answer the questions like they used to.
Nope.
We used to have them in spaces, man.
Nope, they got him, man.
They don't come around anymore.
Now, who did you have Eric in a space ever?
We've had Eric. We've had people who don't even work for Crypto.com anymore, unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, we've had people come and go.
There you go, guys. I mean, it is great. I mean, there is a lot of great ways to get information, and I recommend everybody take access to all of it, whether it's hopping on Discord, hopping on Twitter, hopping in Twitter Spaces, subscribing to the channel, guys, on YouTube, other creators on YouTube as well. There's so many ways to get some info. And it is constantly changing, as you can hear straight up. Now, we'll be keeping an eye on the Loaded Lions page, and we'll be keeping everybody up to date with, anything that comes up. So do follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Cryptokip Tweets. You can follow my partner Black C at 333 Black C, and then us at _ Crypto Report on Twitter. And also, please do not forget, guys, to follow Alpha as well. Check out his Twitter at island_thunder. Last question I have for you, Alpha. We saw a little tutorial on Twitter. I know the community is getting excited. They're taking so long to make the announcement that, look, some people in the community are creating their own NFT Cryptocom land. Do you think this is even close, or do you think this is just some fun here in the meantime?
Nah, the community always does it better. We got to shout out AO Colin. Every time he comes out with something, the community goes nuts, and they think it's Crypto.com. But unfortunately or fortunately, it's not. It's just the community, creating content. We're always pushing people every single day in our spaces to see themselves as content creators. Whether you're a spaces host or you have your own YouTube channel, just see every tweet that you put out as content creation. See every conversation that you have as onboarding, and just be the change that you want to see in Web3.
Absolutely. That is wise words from an excellent content creator yourself, man. Do check out AO Colin as well. He does do some cool stuff, and he's a supporter of the channel. So much appreciated, AO Colin. Shout out to you, AO Colin.
Ayo.
That's it, guys. That is really all we got here. I really, really appreciate you coming on, Alpha. It's really good to get a conversation going with another influencer in the community, somebody that's trying to drive more conversation for this space, and not just for CRONOS, just for crypto overall, which is what we all need here during this bear market. So I'm really grateful you joined us. That's all I got for you folks. Any parting words here for the community, Alpha?
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I definitely have some parting words. Always remember, don't let Crypto.com be your daddy, and own your keys, own your crypto.
Own your keys, own your crypto. You heard it here, folks. Thanks so much, Alpha. Appreciate you joining us. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Cryptokip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, you got to remember, folks, to DCA HODL. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, everybody. We got 2 videos for you right here if you want to check them out. Peace.